both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Connecting the Jamaican diaspora abroad and at home. Both sides of the story.
Yes, both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story, highlighting the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora. Both sides of the story.
We always need to hear both sides of the story. Both sides of the story.
Time now for Both Sides of the Story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on Both Sides of the Story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to Both Sides of the Story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
Know then thyself, presume not God to scan. The proper study of mankind is man. Placed on this isthmus of a middle state, a being darkly wise and rudely great, with too much knowledge for the skeptic side, with too much weakness for the stoic's pride. He hangs between, in doubt to act or rest, in doubt to deem himself a god or beast, in doubt his mind or body to prefer, born but to die, and reasoning but to err. Alike in ignorance, his reason such, whether he thinks too little or too much. Chaos of thought and passion all confused, still by himself abused or disabused. Created half to rise and half to fall. Great Lord of all things, yet a prey to all. Sole judge of truth in endless error hurled. The glory, jest, and riddle of the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Sitting here watching fools like themselves rain. They should all be thinking of getting to know themselves. While life goes on, everyone's got to stand strong. You can't surrender, no. Giving your heart and soul to vanity, yeah, makes your life filled with pain and misery. While life goes on, everyone's got to stand strong. You can't surrender, no. Oh no. all be thinking of getting to know themselves. While life goes on, everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no, no, no. Whoa, giving your heart and soul to vanity. Each one's life filled with pain and misery. While life goes on, everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no, no, oh no.
It's the second day of the second month of 2021, the International Year of Peace and Trust, the International Year of Creative Economy for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Fruits and Vegetables, the International Year for the Elimination of Child Labor, and the International Year of Health and Care Workers. Here in Jamaica, the month of February is being observed as Heart Month and Reggae Month. In the United States of America, February is Black History Month. It's the same for Canada as well. It's also National Change Your Windshield Wipers Day in the USA. Christians around the world are celebrating Candlemas, the feast of the purification of the Virgin Mary and the presentation of Christ in the temple. In Mexico, they call it Dia de la Candelaria. In Brazil, it's Festa de Nossa Senhora dos Navegantes, Portalegre. Bolivians call it Fiesta de la Virgen de Candelaria. In Puno, Peru, they say Virgen de la Candelaria. In Sweden, it's known as Kindelsum Asådagen, and it's Groundhog Day in Canada and the USA. It's World Wetlands Day. Hoy es martes, el 2 de febrero 2021, y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
They should all be thinking of getting to know themselves. While life goes on, everyone's got.
C'est mardi le 2 février 2021 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez, que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de ça parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue! All we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 2nd of February, 2021, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome.
Everyone's got to stand strong. You can't surrender. No, no, no. Give it your...
We started out this afternoon with Alexander Pope's Know Thyself. Know Thyself by Alexander Pope, and Sitting and Watching by the Crown Prince of Reggae, Dennis Emmanuel Brown, whose the 64th anniversary of whose birth we observed yesterday, and in this month designated as Reggae Month. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point, this is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you would have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free. Listening is free whenever, wherever. We thank those of you who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. If you're in the United States and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 631-359-8281, 631-359-8281. And if you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953, 0330-606-0953. We're all over social media: Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, BBM, Yahoo Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat. So many ways to reach us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll be able to not just see, but also hear, or not just hear, but also see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. And we also want to remind you that we're streaming live on YouTube, the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. In case you don't have a Facebook account or you don't care too much about social media, but you would normally go to YouTube to watch a music video, etc., or to hear your favorite song, well, go to YouTube. This video should be trending. If you don't see it trending, then in the search box, the YouTube search box, type DERVAN MALCOLM. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Join Jason Downer, Dawitt Jeffrey, and Sekou Hunter every second and fourth Thursday at 8 p.m. live and exclusively on Power 106 FM for Magaba's Raising Boys and the Journey to Manhood. Do you have a son? Are you the guardian for boys? Do you teach or work with boys? What are some of the challenges you face? Are you searching for answers? Are you concerned about the state of our nation boys and males in general? Raising boys, teaching boys, preparing boys. Magava Raising Boys and the Journey to Manhood. Join us.
Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday here on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, but also your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, and you can call us on WhatsApp, as in WhatsApp to WhatsApp. Plus, you can dial straight. You can call the number as a straight line to the announcer's side of the studio in this instance. And the number is 876-365-3346. But remember, because there are so many options for the use of this number, 876-365-3346, it means once someone is on that line, you're going to have a difficulty getting through. Meaning, you'll have to wait until that call would have ended in order for you to try to connect, whether via WhatsApp or, for WhatsApp, we see that you're calling through, but there's somebody else on the line right now, for example. So we can't take your call because there's somebody else on the line before you. Somebody got in ahead of you. And that's just how it, if you make the decision to call this 876-365-3346. Remember, we have 4 lines that are open to you. 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4, and 876-922-4115. Those are all open to you anyway. You have options. Let's go to this WhatsApp call coming in according to the number coming in from Florida. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling Both Sides of the Story.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Marco.
Good afternoon.
I like it. And the program, you have a little tagline that I like that says, "What's on your mind?"
Yes, what's on your mind?
Okay. Earlier the year, we was talking about national bypass month, and the list go on, and reggae month in Jamaica, but I never hear they have gospel month in Jamaica. Why?
Maybe you'll have to create that one.
So the reggae month, did somebody create that one?
Yes, it was created back in 2008. I believe it might have come straight out of government, 2008.
Okay. As Jamaica a Christian nation, so many churches and gospel singers and DJ, I think they should have the gospel month.
Well, write a letter to the Prime Minister and see if he can do anything about that.
All right, I should have work out. Next thing I got, next point is I was listening to RGR today, and the person that was hosting the program, each caller come on before he started the conversation, and always ask them when they go.
I heard him. You're talking about Andre Earl. His father is former. Yeah. His late father used to be principal of Calabar, and he taught us mathematics. Not the father, the son who you heard on RGR today. He's apart from being an accomplished lawyer, he was quite good at teaching us mathematics. He taught mathematics at Calabar while I was a student there. So he taught me mathematics. Andre Earl, that's the person you were listening today who was asking everybody if they're going to be taking the vaccine.
Okay. But okay, so you're trying to make it now. I also hear a news coming out of the Cayman Islands and in Trinidad where the Prime Minister said they will make it their law. If you want to take it, you have that option. So in Jamaica, I know they have this tendency when they bring in something and the people don't want to take it, they make it their law. What do you think of that?
No, you're creating a problem for a solution.
Not me.
There's well, whoever you're referring to or quoting or sharing information from, the vaccine will become available at some point in Jamaica, and the people are free to take it or not. Just like everywhere else in the world, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but I hope in Jamaica they don't make it be a law that me and them force you to take it, because to me, I won't take it unless I'm sick.
But you're creating up, as I said, you're finding a problem for the solution. There's that doesn't arise at all. There's that matter doesn't arise.
Okay, so well, until the time come, I'm gonna call her back.
Well, let's see.
All right, boss.
Thank you for the call. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Everybody's immune system is different, one way or another. And therefore, as individuals, from a medical standpoint, we respond, our bodies, our system, our immune system responds differently according to what's happening or not happening biologically. That's really it. And there are those of us who have gone through all kinds of phases and stages when we have had, if we could go, obviously dengue, chikungunya, and all the others. And there are those who have weathered those storms and have lived to tell the tale. There are others who haven't been so blessed or fortunate, however you look at it. And then there are those of us who have seen and felt and experienced the benefits of immunization. And Jamaica has been quite successful over the years in administering immunization. So it's up to the individual. Freedom of choice is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Let's go to some of your messages before we take some more calls. 876-922-4112 225. 876-922-4112 The text line, 876-365-3346, and that line is free now, so you can call or text or WhatsApp. Well, whether or not someone is on this phone, the 876-365-3346, doesn't matter if all you're doing is sending a text message or a WhatsApp message. It's when you proceed to make a call, that's when it matters whether somebody's on the line. If you're calling this line, whether via WhatsApp, a WhatsApp call, or a straight call, then the line would have to be free for you to get through. Hope you get that. Let's clear these messages. Kevin Green says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I am watching from Toronto, Canada. Welcome, Kevin Green from Toronto, Canada. Claudia Hadom, good day to you too. Sanjay Sinanan says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. It's clear that policing has improved in Jamaica. The commissioner has done a good job leading the force. I think the focus should now be on youth employment and social intervention. No doubt the commissioner and his team would be delighted to hear your comments, Sanjay Sinanan. Thank you for your message on YouTube. Rose McIntosh in London says, good evening, Sir D. And it's evening in London right now. They're 5 hours ahead of us. That's 7:26 p.m. But of course, it's still afternoon here in Jamaica. She says, Rose McIntosh in London says, I have lived to tell the tale. I'm looking forward to your program. Thank you, Rose McIntosh. And she agrees with Sanjay as well with respect to the police commissioner. Now for the other messages, let's go to Facebook. Those were our YouTube messages. Let's go to Facebook Live. Audrey Smith is in Southampton in the UK. Donald Webb is online as well. Sandra Gibson is in Florida. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Hope you're well. The Jedias Human Trafficking Awareness Symposium was a huge success. Thank you for all your support. The pleasure was all ours, Sandra Gibson. Happy to hear you had a successful symposium. Lady Jean in Monique St. Anne. Good afternoon and blessings to you too. Kirkisha, good afternoon. Audrey Smith in Southampton in England says, good afternoon, Dervan. Happy Tuesday to you and all the listeners. Looking forward to another lesson today. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Audrey Smith in Southampton, London. Rose Tyrrell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. How's your day? So far, so good, Rose Tyrrell. Hope it's the same for you and yours. Chuck Ray says, Dervan, you sure get some strange calls from diaspora members. LOL. Well, so it is. People are free to express themselves, and as long as they do so with decorum and regard for the broadcasting regulations, we're happy to have them. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. It's a very cold and cloudy day here in Tar Isle, St. Mary, but I'm still present. Good to know, Cherry Henry. Thank you for staying in touch with us. Paul in Toronto, Canada. Good day to you too. Maureen Keating Pitter, thank you for joining us as well. And all the very best. Now, we do know that we have a backlog of messages from yesterday because we spent most of yesterday's program playing for you excerpts from the Jamaica Constabulary Forces press briefing featuring the police commissioner and the deputy commissioner of police in charge of fighting crime. I try to stay away from saying in charge of crime. It gives the wrong impression. Yeah. Let's go to some of the messages we missed yesterday because we had to play that recording, or we felt we had to play that recording in the best interest of everyone, so everyone could hear what the police commissioner is saying in terms of what's happening or not happening, etc., so that we can draw our own conclusions, having heard it from the horse's mouth. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary, has a message as well. We have a message or two for you as well. They're called commercials and infomercials. Stand by.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30.
Bashko time. All the things that you need. Bashko. Prices so low you will never need alone at Bashko. Tell it at Bashko. Bashko, where you shopping? Appliances, household furniture and rugs, gifts and linens and glass all and mugs at Bashko. At Bashko. Tell it. Whether they not also in the east and the west. All over the must be the best at Bashko. Where you shopping? At Bashko. At Bashko. At Bashko. The store that gives you more.
Dear Pastor, with the Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., Monday to Thursday, here on Power 106 FM. The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM.
Sitting here watching who's like themselves when they should all be thinking of getting to know themselves. While life goes on, everyone's got strong. You can't surrender, no. Whoa, giving your heart and soul to vanity. Each one's life filled with pain and misery. While life goes on, everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on the program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're still taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, the text line 876-365-3346, the email address bothsides106@live.com, bothsides106@live.com. And we're all over social media. The YouTube channel is up and running, the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, the whole works. In the meantime, let's take another call on our WhatsApp line. The WhatsApp line, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for having me, sir. You have been a good job. You are teaching the people, and you are educating the people in Jamaica and abroad widely. You have done a good job all the time. You're the best of the best. And that doing the work that you're supposed to do. You don't mind what you're doing. You have done a good job all times. And God bless you, and God keep you and protect you. You are so young and fresh. You look like a man of 16 years old.
You're very kind.
And you, I tell you, Mr. Malcolm, you are young 6 years, so she's 16. She's 16, Mr. Malcolm. And I thank you ever so much to have me on your program. I enjoy your program. I listen to your program. I enjoy it day by day. You have done a good job and continue doing it just as you are doing it, Mr. Malcolm. I'm calling from St. Anne's, Claremont, and my name is Jeremiah Hay. And I'm calling on the behalf of the RADA, who I leased some lands from, and for 46 years. And them took them away from me now. I have a makeup pan on it, and I have 2 pieces of drum, a fridge that I have that give my cows them water, and I have it fenced up
And then we have moved the wire. We don't know information. Nobody tell me anything about it. So the big man has come to them say, a big man, I out. So I want you, Mr. Malcolm, to do your best, to your best ability, so that I can know what is going on with that piece of land. The piece of land is lot 37 at Melrose property. Just a little way from Claremont, or 2 miles from Claremont it is. Please do your best for me, Mr. Malcolm. I'm depending on you to get some further information from that piece of land, Mr. Malcolm. God bless you and thank you. Do your best for me, sir.
I will, and I'm sorry I didn't follow through with the initial call that you made some time ago. We just had a difficulty locating the number, but thank you for calling back. We have your details off air. We're going to humbly suggest that you have a word with the either Gloria Brown or Calicia Findlay. I'm going to have either of them give you a call and get an understanding of your situation, and they would be in the best position to advise you as to what your rights are and what you can do or cannot do.
Thank you, Mr. Malcolm. God bless you.
Bless you too. And
God
once you have
bless you.
received the call, please call us back to let us know that you have spoken to them.
Yes, I will do so.
Sure.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm.
Okay. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
All the best.
And, yes, Mr. Malcolm. Thank you again for having me on your program.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com. We're going to clear a few more messages, but we don't want to make the same mistake we made the last time by not instantly putting in Mr. Hayes' details, which made it so difficult as we tried the other day to retrieve the number. So we're making sure that we have it written and also typed. So it's in cyberspace, so to speak, and it's also in the journal. Thank you for your patience, Mr. Hay. We'll do our best. More messages now on your program, Both Sides of the Story, and these are from yesterday. We're trying to clear them today. Lacey in West Rural St. Andrew, who call him, this is in relation to Mr. Mills. Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Mr. Mills did get someone to cut the tree. I don't get any call from him. My number is... Oh, well, we gave him your number. We sent a text message with your number. We sent it to Mr. Mills. Mr. Mills, if you're listening, let us know if it is that you have found someone to cut the tree for you, the tree in your yard. Is it a breadfruit tree, I think? And also whether you have been able to dispose of the table, the 6-seater table that you said you had. Give us a call if you're listening, Mr. Mills, and let's have an update for us to share with this caller, especially on the subject of the cutting of the tree. Over to you, Mr. Mills. Natalie in Porus, Manchester says, my husband and I bought a square of land from a friend. The money was paid to the friend in witness of another friend and a JP. The receipt was the tax number on it. I'd like to know what's the next move to get a title for the square in our names. This obviously came in during Land Solutions with attorney at law Gloria Brown. We are going to forward this message right now to attorney at law Gloria Brown So let's do this. Again, listeners, we're doing it instantly because we want to make sure that we get it done. Because once other things overtake that which we're doing right now, one will really have to remember in order to remember. Hope you got it. All right, so let's do this now. We're going to send a message to Attorney at Law Gloria Brown. So we're going to forward this message. Here we go. Forward. Let's bring up the name Gloria Brown. And we're going to hit forward. And Ms. Brown would have gotten that message. Oh, let's attach the number from which the message was sent. Oops, where did it go? Oh, it's up top now because we read it already. This one. Right. So the number. Oh, come on. Where did it go? All right. We'll try to bring it up. I don't understand where did it go? This one. All right. We'll at least we have sent the message. It's just that I wanted to retrieve the number. But not seeing the message right now. Oh, here is this it? Hold on. Coming, listeners, bear with us. Let's see. Right. We found it. Right. So it's in Porus. And Natalie's number we're going to put in to ensure that Ms. Brown or Ms. Finley will be able to contact this listener. There we go. Mission accomplished. Let's move on. Let's go to another of the messages. Let's go to another of the messages. This one coming from, we read this one already. Let me see this one. Hi, Dervan. Good afternoon. I'm curious to know if the police usually retrieve the guns that people use in committing crimes after they have been charged. Is there any data on this? Yes, they have to. The weapons are supposed to be tagged and kept in a secure area. Now, I'm not sure if after a while they what would you call it? Whether they melt the weapons or otherwise, whatever they do in destroying weapons. Not sure if they do that or that they clear the weapons for use. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Would have to find out from someone in the constabulary. But thank you for your question. Hopefully, we get an answer for you, if not this afternoon, at some other time. If there's anyone listening who has an understanding of what happens to weapons that have been retrieved, weapons used in committing crimes, let's see. I'm curious to know if the police usually retrieve the guns that persons used in committing crimes after they have been charged. Is there any data on this? Yeah, I read the question again because I'm thinking now, retrieve the guns. Well, if I'm understanding, from the perspective of, let's say, someone, let's pick it up after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:46.
Story of the Jamaican diaspora on Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with host Dervan Malcolm, the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. That's Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday during both sides of the story, brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today. The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM.
They should all be thinking of getting to know.
Now that we've fully understood the question from this listener with respect to whether the police usually retrieve the guns that people use in committing crimes after these individuals have been charged, and whether there's any data. It's something I've actually thought about it before. So the question essentially is, let's say someone committed a murder using a particular weapon, or murders using particular weapons. The person is eventually arrested and charged, whether a day later, the same day, a week later, a month, 6 months, a year, whenever that individual is charged, arrested and charged. What happens to the gun that the individual would have used to commit the crime or crimes? Is there an effort in retrieving that weapon? That's the question. Anyone in the police service who has information on these matters could share with us, and we'll convey to this for this to happen. So let's see. Tony says, never called but ever present, both programs, meaning both sides and diaspora. Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you, Tony, in the UK. No, not in the UK. Not in the UK. But thank you very much, Tony, for your message. Here's another one. Tyrone says, greetings, Sir D. This is my contribution to today's program, which was yesterday. To those who think that we Christians know every detail of this Christian religion, that is, every detail about where we're going and the details of our Jesus, be sure to know that we don't. You often hear us talk about faith, and I hope you're wondering what it does. Faith helps us to accept that we're going to a wonderful place without knowing all the details. It also helps us to appreciate Jesus, even though we have never met, seen, or held him. We can argue, however, that we have felt him. So the next time you think about bashing us Christians, remember that we believe in order to see, while you see in order to believe. It is the difference between eyesight and mindsight. We're under attack from our own selves. We're under attack from a terrible enemy called Satan. The last thing we need is you attacking us about why we get married, tithing, and the Sabbath and the Bible. Take a day off. We Christians are tired. That's why we're longing for heaven, the place we really call home. Thank you very much, Tyrone Bernard, for your message. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon. Once again, I was listening to the press briefings from the police personnel. Mr. Malcolm, you sometimes asked the question on your program, when did Jamaicans not Jamaica, but Jamaicans, when did they reach this milestone? Even the criminals in the past used to respect the church. They always kept their guns silent when it came to church. But something seems to have gone wrong. No regard for God, no regard for human life, regardless of the situation. To go into a church to kill someone, it is despicable to take a human life, but to stretch it that far, to do it in a church setting, is beyond me. These heartless killers need to be wiped out. Mr. Malcolm, I know your stance on hanging, but in cases like this, the death penalty about be in place when you are 100% without a shadow of a doubt certain that you have the right person. They should be hanged within a week. Thanks for using the word correctly. Let's remember that people are hanged, but pictures are hung. People are hanged, but pictures are hung. So that's HANGED in the past tense. So you hang pictures and hang curtains or drapes or whatever. And so those are hanged. I beg your pardon, those are hung. The drapes, the curtains, the pictures, those are hung. But people are hanged. HANGED. The murder rate in Jamaica is beyond belief, says H. Morgan in Birmingham. Thank you very much, H. Morgan in Birmingham, for your message. All the best. Here is another. Let's see. Mr. Malcolm, I wish when these police spokespersons speak about cases being cleared up, they would elaborate. Well, you have elaborate more. You don't need more if you say elaborate, because elaborate suggests more to go further. Right. So your message should read, cases being cleared up, they would elaborate and give us an idea as to how these cases were cleared up. In many cases, when they say cleared up, they actually mean the accused or perpetrators were freed. In so many cases, but they don't have any control over that now, do they? They don't. They can present the evidence. And yes, ideally, we would want, in that situation, we would want a conviction. But for whatever reason, remember that the court system, the justice system, the judiciary is not about love. It's not about hate. It's not about war. It's not about peace. It's not about honesty, integrity, truth, trust. It perhaps isn't even about justice. In the case, in a criminal matter, it's about proving beyond a reasonable doubt that someone is innocent or otherwise. And ever so often, lawyers have a way of poking holes and finding loopholes and creating reasonable doubt, whether because their clients are innocent and deserve that kind of quality work, or their client, based on the story that the client would have told them off air, so to speak, would be guilty, but just trying to make sure that the client gets the minimum sentence, or better yet, is acquitted. So there you go. So the police and the investigative apparatus can do so much and no more, but the hope is that they'll do quality work. And there are times we do quality work, to use an analogy with schooling. We do quality work and we are marked down because of grammar. That's the difference between mathematics and English. Mathematics, once you can demonstrate a level of understanding by virtue of your calculations and so on, and you get the answer. For English, even if the answer is correct, you could lose points or lose marks for a grammatical error. Right. So that the point is, even quality work in terms of building a case in seeking a conviction can suffer the fate of the shoddiest of cases by by the court ruling in your favor. Well, let's get back to the message. When criminals are held, witnesses fail to show up, so they are forced to let these criminals go and amid hue and cry about the rights of these criminals. Well, thank you for your message, but remember, even the man with the smoking gun deserves his day in court. Just remember that. And as you seek justice, do justice. So you can't call for justice for yourself and everybody else if you go that far, but you are prepared to get your pound of flesh by committing an act of injustice by virtue of how you deal with others. So you are talking about the cry about rights of these. Everybody have rights. Everybody. Yes, we have rights. Whether we are incarcerated, as in locked up, whether in a jail or in a prison or some other correctional facility, we still have rights. We don't lose certain rights. Sure, our freedom of movement would have been curtailed by virtue of or how a court would have ruled. Outside of that, yeah, there are rights. So we can't want rights for ourselves and trumpet rights for ourselves, but then decry rights for others and condemn others because of their rights. No. When you seek justice, do justice. Let's continue. Oh, we did read Crox's message yesterday. He's not buying a word from DCP Fitz-Bailey's explanation about that, the question that was posed by Damian Mitchell about the murder at Patrick Bailey's house. Crocs in Black River is not buying the explanation which was given by DCP Fitz-Bailey of there being insufficient evidence or no evidence that could help them to build a case at this stage. But he did say the case is not closed. They are still keeping an eye on that matter. Let's see who else is messaging us. Let's go. We're sorry, listeners. We're just trying to clear this backlog of messages and skipping over those that are meant for other purposes. Let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3 o'clock. The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce presents MIIC Live on both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm every first and third Thursday at 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Learn more about the manufacturing strategy, modernization in trading, foreign direct investments, and much more right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of MIIC Live is brought to you by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Dear Pastor, with the Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, here on Power 106 FM.
Que hora es en español? It's a minute past 3 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to those of you just tuning in. Rose McIntosh says, it's the truth caller. God has blessed Jamaica. We still have people like Mr. Malcolm who decides to put Jamaica. And I'm not seeing the rest of that message. You're very kind, Rose McIntosh. Thank you for your message. Let's go up the line and clear the others. Richie Nibar has sent us a picture. And let's go up the line. This is so cool. You show up in my YouTube suggestions. Some of the mischief I get up to. I'm sorry, I don't even know who this is because I'm seeing a number, but this number is not in our system. But good to know you're watching on YouTube. How about that? And another one. Tony. Oh, that was a... Okay, let's go to Lloyd. Lloyd sent us 3 videos of snow-covered areas across the United States as he does his usual duty of making deliveries for Amazon. Today he says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Good afternoon, Jamaica. Just sending out my love. Still on the job. Be safe on those snowy roadways of the United States, Lloyd. Be safe. Going through, Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, greeting us as usual. Thank you for tuning in and all the best. Miss B in St. Mary says, hello, my teacher. Hello, my teacher. Keep doing what you're doing. God bless you. You're very kind, Miss B. Thank you very much. Let's see. I think, yeah, that's about it for now on that side in terms of WhatsApp messages. Let's check on the text messages. We see Mr. Mills calling through. Let's get some confirmation from Mr. Mills whether he has found someone to cut the tree, and also if he found a taker for the 6-seater metal table. Mr. Mills, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Brother Dervan.
Welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. I'm still in favor of the tree because tree going in it. So I want to take out one.
Mr. Mills, do you understand how to use the text message, the text service on your phone? Can you check for messages?
Oh, I don't understand the text message.
I figured because we did send you the messages for the person. All right, we'll do it the other way around. We'll give them your number then.
And I don't fuss about the phone so much till I ready to answer. So I wouldn't really see it. Yes.
Right. So I'm saying what we're going to do is to give them your number.
My number is
No. We have your number. You don't have to give it on air. But for those who have inquired, for those who have asked, we will just send your name and number to them.
Oh, pleasant, sir.
Right. What about the table? Somebody got the table?
No, only promise I get, but it won't go on it.
So remind us, you're selling the table or you're giving it away?
Well, no, I'm not selling it, brother, but I like a little contribution. It's pretty, I like a little contribution fee.
I understand. All right. Well, we'll now that we know you don't, you're being distracted by the radio in the background, by the way. But now that we know you're not fully conversant with. Now that we know you're not fully conversant with the cell phone and the use of the various services, we will give those who have made inquiries, those who have asked about your need for someone to cut the tree in your yard and also about the table, we'll give them your number.
Right, sir.
Thanks for the call.
Yes, sir. Thank you to us, man.
Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Right, so there was a message earlier on. There was a WhatsApp message in relation to Mr. Mills. Let's see if we can retrieve that message now. Is this the person? Yes, right. So this person got the numbers for Mr. Mills. We did do that much. No. There was a message a short while ago, though. Now, who did that one come from? Where the person was asking, oh, this is it. Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Mr. Mills did get someone asking if Mr. Mills got someone to cut. Okay, so the person is Lacey in West Rural St. Andrew. We're going to give you Mr. Mills's numbers. Let me just check which one he called us on a while ago, because we have two numbers in our system. Right, so we're going to copy this number and we're going to send it to Lacey in West Rural St. Andrew. So this is Mr. Mills's number. Hope you're listening. Lacey in West Rural St. Andrew. We're sending you Mr. Mills's number right now. So you should have it. Although I'm seeing here, I'm not sure if Lacey's on, because WhatsApp is telling us Lacey was last seen at 1:56 this afternoon. It's just after 3 o'clock now. Well, let's see. Right, so that having been done, let's read this message from Joan on our text line, 876-365-3346. Joan says, good day, Dervan. The criminals, this came in yesterday, by the way, the criminals are organized and steadfast with their plans. All the government and security forces in this country do is talk, talk, and talk. Go get the guns, use the army. I am distressed and ashamed of what is happening. Well, there's no doubt that the police have been doing good work. There's no question about that. We can always do with more good work. Always. We can always do with more. But the evidence is staring us in the face. The evidence is staring us in the face. Just this morning, was it in the news, which murder that we heard now that 3 people have been arrested and charged? Oh, the pastor, the Anglican priest. Yeah. And that happened in September last year. Right? So we have seen, and we've been watching for some time before talking about it, but we've been talking about it in recent times, that there is enough evidence that more effort is being made to speed up that process, that period between the crime being committed and someone being arrested and charged. Also, the the period between between the time. I was just trying to remember the other concern in that regard. We'll perhaps come back to that. But there is more than enough evidence that the police have been doing some good work, and they need all the encouragement they can get to do even more. Lacey in West Rural is confirming having received Mr. Mills's number. So by all means, please call Mr. Mills. Who is this now? Someone has sent us pictures of the snow. Trying to identify who this is. Not identifying who this is at the moment. Yeah. Well, this is Dr. Dunn. This is Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois. Right, Dr. Dunn, we need to save this number because we didn't have this number in our system. So this is from Dr. Dunn, Skokie, Illinois. And we're saving it right away. See, we're not leaving anything up to chance or later or tomorrow or during the next commercial break. We're doing it right away. Now we know. So Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois has sent us some spectacular pictures, actually, of how things are. Snowy conditions. I think I would enjoy this, actually. Yes, I think I would really enjoy this, Dr. Dunn. But we hope no one gets hurt, and that those who have, and that people don't have problems with their heating systems, that they're kept warm, etc. Right. Thank you for sharing the wintry conditions, pictures of the snowy, wintry conditions in Skokie, Illinois. Thank you, Dr. Dunn. May you and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica continue to stay warm in Skokie, Illinois. Thank you. Let's go now to Facebook Live for some more messages. On Facebook Live, let's see. Let's clear these messages. Oh, Paul is confirming that he's back in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Well. No doubt you have a lot of work to do. It's been a while since you were last in Philadelphia. Spent a lot of last year and obviously the first couple of months or the first month of this new year in Toronto, Canada. Now, Paul of the eponymous Paul Miles Foundation is back in Philadelphia. All the best, Paul. Norman Hines, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you. Angela in Toronto, Canada, good afternoon. And Paul says, how are you, Aunt Angela? I am back to make America great again, DWL. So he's back in Philly. All the best, Paul. Stay safe. Junior Jabari is watching as well. Thank you for tuning in, Junior Jabari, and all the others who are on board here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15. The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Listen to the story of the Jamaican diaspora on Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with host Dervan Malcolm, the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. That's Diaspora Check-In every Wednesday during both sides of the story, brought to you by GK Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
Getting to know themselves while I goes on. Everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no. Whoa, giving your heart and soul to vanity. Each one's life filled with pain and misery. While life goes on, everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no. Oh no. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Instagram, LinkedIn, BBM, Yahoo Messenger, Tango, WhatsApp, Snapchat. So many ways to reach us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. We have a quick reply from attorney at law, from the law firm Brown, Findlay and Company, which we are now going to forward to, what's her name now in Porus, right? Natalie, we're sending you attorney at law. We're not sure who responded to it. I think it was Miss Brown anyway. Yes, attorney at law Gloria Brown. We just received a response from her, and we have sent it to you, Natalie in Porus, Manchester. Over to you. Right. Let's go to some of the other messages right now. We're doing our best to, as they say, ride and whistle at the same time. Oh, it's raining. I didn't realize that. Because I see Carol McCormack on Facebook saying, with all this rain in Kingston, I wonder what it is like in Portmore. Well, Portmore is the Sunshine City. But that doesn't mean they don't get rain, right? I didn't realize it was raining. Well, we can't see anything from inside here. We're locked in and blocked up on all fronts. Angela in Toronto, Canada says, Blue Mountain Ski Resort here. Can't wait for you to go skiing. Inez Campbell Brown says, good afternoon, everyone. Just getting, is that home since Sunday night after that snowstorm? And Angela in Toronto, Canada says, Paul, knock yourself out, Uncle Paul. in reference to his being back home. So it is. The Gleaner is or has changed has made adjustments to its, I think, the e-paper, both the e-paper and the app. So we see all kinds of things happening here as we try to access the app. Looks like it's updating. So we'll come back to that. Let's look at some of the other stories now. Several local entrepreneurs to benefit from $750 million artisan village, says the tourism minister. That's a lot of money, though. 750 million. I wonder what is that? How is that going to manifest itself in this artisan village? Let's read on. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett has revealed that more than 60 small and medium-sized entrepreneurs are set to reap economic benefits whenever normality returns to the tourism sector, as they are slated to secure coveted shop spaces at the modern artisan village being created in Falmouth, Trelawney. He said work was ongoing with various partners to bring back tourism to the Georgian town as quickly as possible, and it is anticipated that when cruise shipping returns, the pioneer tenants will be in place to offer a unique experience. The Ministry of Tourism, through the Tourism Enhancement Fund, is covering the construction cost for the artisan village. The minister was recently updated on its progress during a visit with a technical team. The ministry said the construction was being overseen by the Port Authority of Jamaica, PAJ, on whose property it is being built in close proximity to the Falmouth cruise ship pier. According to the ministry, the $750 million earmarked for the Artisan Village program is providing 64 shops and facilities for food and entertainment, as well as artisans at work. I like the idea of artisans at work, so you can see them as they're carving and chiseling and drawing and painting and making jewelry, etc. But let's just ensure that that project is managed effectively and efficiently and within budget, or better yet, under budget. Let's be clear. Well, you remember the other day we were talking about the fact that we have become sort of matter of fact when it comes to the work of the PAC or the PAAC, because year in, year out, the Auditor General does his or her work over the years. Obviously, that's why I'm saying his or her work. The current holder of the office is female. So over the years, the Auditor General would have done his or her work and then present the findings to Parliament, and then the PAC and the PAAC will summon decision makers to Parliament, and then we'll have some shouts and screams and righteous indignation, etc., and then it dies. Nothing comes out of it. And what we have been saying, we need to take another look at that process where we have checks and balances at the very beginning, at the start of the process. For example, this $750 million artisan village. So there would be an independent team examining from the process of putting it out to tender, etc., and up to the point when the construction starts. Once the construction starts, once the work begins, there's another set of individuals within that same institution that would now keep on track of the during. This is the during now. So we have the before, and then we need that team now in the middle, the during, and then and then we would have the after. So reviewing the contract, reviewing the decisions made, and then arriving at a position. Let's come back to you in just a moment. A quick music break.
No, no, no. Oh, no. Sitting here watching fools laughing sails rain.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. PAHO urges diagnosis and treatment of cancer amid COVID-19. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO Director Carissa Etienne, today called for ensuring diagnosis and treatment of cancer in the Caribbean and other parts of the Americas where services have been seriously disrupted during the COVID-19 pandemic. We must not forget other grave illnesses. And that's an excellent point and a timely reminder that there are other conditions that people are grappling with. And while we need to manage the care and treatment of those impacted by COVID-19 in the here and now, let's not forget those who are battling cancer and other diseases. And the bloodletting continues. The police are investigating the death of a Clarendon man who was shot dead at his home this afternoon. He's been identified as 35-year-old Michael Levy, a father of 6 of Tweedside, Clarendon. Reports are that the incident occurred sometime after midday. Investigators were on the scene as well. And we're just checking for you listeners, some of the stories that are trending right now. The Bureau of Standards Jamaica is to begin the search for a new executive director. Someone known as Beachy Stout, charged with murder in the death of his first wife, having already been charged for the death of his, and I can't say whether this one would have been the second or otherwise, but his deceased wife of recent times. Oh boy. And another story now that the Jamaica Constabulary Force is advising that the Criminal Records Office at Summit in St. James has been temporarily closed due to a positive COVID-19 case at the facility. The JCF said the facility will remain closed until further notice to facilitate deep cleaning and contact tracing. People with inquiries can call 876-224-1012. So this is for those who have to get police records in the West, the St. James arm of the Criminal Records Office. That's at Summit in St. James, temporarily closed due to a positive COVID-19 positive case. but you can call 876-224-1012 for inquiries. 876-224-1012.
Sitting here watching.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:30. The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce presents MIIC Live on both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm every first and third Thursday at 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Learn more about the manufacturing strategy, modernization in trading, foreign direct investments, and much more. Right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of MIIC Live is brought to you by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Dear Pastor, with Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, here on Power 106 FM.
Got to stay strong. You can't surrender. No, no, no. Oh, no.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Michael in Belle Plaine, Clarendon, says, good afternoon to you and Power 106 family. I'm now home, enjoying your program. Big up my wife in Florida and daughter, Kimon Sasha. Or is it daughter or daughters, Michael? All in Florida. And Poochie, nurse. She knows, she now works by University Hospital. She is here with me and on her day off. Keep safe. God bless you. Blessings to you too, Michael in Belle Plaine, Clarendon. Good to know that you're safely back home here in Jamaica. Going through, as usual, listeners, just making sure you are kept abreast of developments in case you have not been able to follow. Sherry Lee Ralph donates tablets to Manchester School. That's good to know. Jamaican-American actor and activist Sherry Lee Ralph, in partnership with a foundation founded by her son, recently donated 15 tablet computers to the Chantilly Primary School in Manchester, where and the foundation, the initiative combined the efforts of Sherry Lee Ralph's foundation, the Diva Foundation, and Walk Good LA, a movement founded by her son, Etienne Maurice. He has a French name there. Yeah, Etienne. And the PAHO representative is also Etienne. But such is the nature of French. So it is. Also trending, mixed views on security during worship after church killing. Yeah, that debate will rage, understandably so, because you don't want to find a situation. Yes, the cameras were there, obviously, for the purposes of transmitting the service due to COVID-19 and protocols and so on and so forth in terms of gatherings. Now, do you put in security cameras at the church, inside, outside, etc.? Does that become the norm now? Or for fear of people saying, "Oh, thou of little faith," you leave it up to the Almighty to give you protection as you go in and out of church, as opposed to getting a security guard, armed or unarmed, or with a canine to boot, or put in security cameras? Or do you just leave it in the hand of God? Do you just say God will take care of us because we're serving him. Wonder if there's anyone who wants to take on that issue. But I expected it to be, we expected it to be raised. We expected it to be raised. Here's another situation where someone has been accused of committing a crime and being charged within a reasonable time. You may recall that there was an incident at Belfield District in St. Mary where well, here's the story. If you are not recalling now, the Highgate police had reported that about 5:10 p.m. on Tuesday, the 26th of January, the body of a newborn baby boy, believed to be that of the person in custody now, was found in a river in the area. The police were called and the body was fished from the water, taken to the morgue, pending post-mortem. An investigation was launched, and 3 days later, on the 29th of January, 27-year-old Renisha Smith of Lewis Store in St. Mary was arrested and then charged yesterday, Monday, the 1st of February. So again, another indication that no case is being, and not that it was another indication that no case is being, and not that it was the case before, but no matter to some people what might seem as insignificant or otherwise, that the police are bringing people to book when they commit these infractions or crimes. So that's another story. The number of COVID-19 cases are still on the up and up. Just a moment, please.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sitting here watching fruits like themselves rain. They should all be thinking of getting to know themselves. While life goes on, everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no. Giving your heart and soul to vanity, yeah, makes your life filled with pain and misery. While life goes on, everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no. Oh, no.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, both sides of the story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Rose McIntosh in London says it's the truth. Oh, no, not that one. This one, Joshua Lug says, sup, as in what's up? We're fine, thanks. How is it with you, Joshua Lug? Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you. And, we did get that message from Paul earlier on that he's back in Philadelphia. Let's go to some of the other messages quickly. Hello, good afternoon to Inez Campbell Brown in Bridgeport, Connecticut, confirming that yes, she's getting back home since Sunday. And Faye Weller says blessings to all the listeners. Stay safe. Audley Clark says, what's up, my boss? Hope all is well with you. Indeed, we're giving thanks for life, Audley Clark. Jeannie Chambers says, good afternoon, teacher. Bless up to you too. And we still have Audrey Smith in Southampton in the UK and others who are watching and listening as usual here on both sides of the story. Power 106 FM. We're going to share with you now a couple more of the stories. Russia jails Putin critic Navalny despite protests. So that situation continues. And there's a story that the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, which we're supposed to be getting, although we're looking elsewhere as well, the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine could lead to a substantial fall in the spread of the virus. That's the word from scientists. The impact of COVID vaccines on transmission has been a crucial unknown that will dramatically shape the future of the pandemic. The study, which has not been formally published, also showed the vaccine remained effective while people waited for a second dose. It was 76% effective during the 3 months after the first shot. The impact on transmission is critical. If a vaccine only stops you getting severely ill, but you can still catch and pass on the virus, then everyone will need to be immunized to be protected. But if it also stops you spreading the virus, then it would have a far greater impact on the pandemic, as each person who is vaccinated indirectly protects other people too. The study by the University of Oxford swabbed participants every week to test them for the presence of the virus. If there is no virus, then they cannot spread it. In the study, the numbers testing positive halved in people once they had been given 2 doses of the vaccine. The data indicate that the vaccine may have a substantial impact on transmission by reducing the number of infected individuals in the population, the report said. The UK, amid global debate and in sharp contrast to other countries, is prioritizing giving the first dose to as many people as possible. The idea is to save more lives by giving more people some protection, but it means people will have to wait around 3 months for the booster instead of 3 weeks. The study on 17,000 people in the UK, South Africa, and Brazil showed protection remained at 76% during the 3 months after the first dose. This rose to 82% after people were given the second dose. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM.
Tune into Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:35 a.m. the first Tuesday of every month, and 6:18 to 6:45 p.m. the last Tuesday of every month for First Hand in the Field. Real issues, real solutions. Join the Newport First Hand team in the field as they identify problems and tell you how to address them. First Hand in the Field, Real Issues, Real Solutions is brought to you by Newport First Hand Jamaica Limited, the first on the land.
While life goes on, everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no, 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 oh no.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And apologies for the delayed start of this week's edition of Kids Connect here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, and we thank our guests who have been patient with us as we highlight two outstanding students of Pembroke Hall High School in terms of their performance and their involvement in a leadership, young leaders training program, which is organized by Erica McKenzie. If you recall, we interviewed Erica McKenzie on this program some time ago. She is she is what you say now. It's a John Maxwell accredited professional in more ways than one, and we're happy to be able to have her back on Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM to fill us in on this latest development. Hello, Erica McKenzie. Good to talk to you in this brand new year. How are you?
Hello to your listeners in Radioland. Hello. So good to be back with you here again. Happy New Year. I don't know if it's new again. It's not new, right?
Still, in relative terms, yes.
Absolutely. Well, it is so good to be here with you. And as you rightly said, yes, I'm a certified coach and trainer, and of course, an executive director at the John Maxwell team, which is, it's an international, one of the world's largest organization, leadership, providing leadership training, coaching, and mentorship to several professional companies, developing leaders all across the globe. So happy to be a part of this movement.
Indeed. And that's important because in terms of your spelling it out, because there are some people who might be thinking, hold on, John Maxwell, that's the late journalist from Jamaica.
No, not that one. We're talking about John C. Maxwell, who is the founder of the John Maxwell team, John Maxwell Foundation, Equip, and pretty much been providing leadership and written over 84 books on leadership. So he is dubbed the father of leadership, if you want to put it like that.
Great.
For your listeners.
Yeah, thank you for laying the foundation. Let's greet the students now. Nicholas Smith and Kira Mullings. Hi, Nicholas. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. And Kira, that's how you pronounce your first name, right? Kira?
Yes.
Oh,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Right. So before we learn more from the students, tell us, Erica McKenzie, about this program. How did you get these two smart young people, students of Pembroke Hall High School, to be a part of your program?
Okay, so let's just go back in time for a little bit. You remember when I was here on your program talking about the Live to Lead conference that we had back in November with John Maxwell, Steve Harvey, and some other amazing leaders. So as one of the activities that we had, a part of that conference was the Youth Leadership Scholarship. Because of course we were having a leadership event, but of course we are compounding because leaders, we equip others. And so we were looking for some young leaders who we could equip through the John Maxwell Leadership Program, which is an international program that we have all across the world in several countries, where we equip young leaders between 13 to 17 years old through the certified program, youth program that we have at the John Maxwell team. So through my company, which is Creative Brands and Concepts Limited, who actually hosted the Live to Lead event in Jamaica, we did what would I call it now, a challenge, asking for leaders, young leaders between the ages of 13 to 17 years old, through all the schools, to submit what leadership means to them. And of course, they were supposed to write an essay and talk about what leadership means to them. And also, they were supposed to substantiate how they were leading in their community. So that was open to several students for them to submit their applications. And of course, we got several of them from schools all across the country. And it's not just a one and done competition, but it is an initiative, ongoing initiative, I should say, that we are having as part of our social responsibility at Creative Brands and Concepts, which is to develop young leaders, because we're a training company. We're very big on leadership development and training. And so we are also doing that, imparting that to our students. And we're going into high schools, starting with 13 to 17 years old, and we're going to be nurturing them and putting them through the entire John Maxwell leadership curriculum, because this is where it matters most. We don't have to wait until they're finished with school. We don't have to wait until they reach university. We are taking them at this stage, because this is when it matters most. And so we're going to be continuing that program when we have a next cohort opening up. So not because we're having Live to Lead, it's ongoing. So people can also apply on our website, creativebrandandconcepts.com. And that is where they would submit their interest. So we're happy when we went through all of the applications that we received, several, which was marked by several other, you're talking about journalists and also principals who were a part of the judging panel. So, but when we went through, the top two persons who came out was, of course, Nicholas and Kiera, of course, talking about what they have been doing, even during the pandemic, to really make a difference in their school and their community. And so you'll hear more from these two students in terms of what they have been doing and why you can see for yourself why they were absolute winners.
So, Kira, how did you learn about this initiative, and why did you take an interest in it?
Well, I've always liked to lead. So I saw this in my school group, and I decided that I wanted to take it on, and so I did it. And
what did you have to do?
I wrote 2 essays about leadership, how I lead.
And tell us about the leadership positions that you currently hold.
I hold farm captains at my school at the moment. I am previously on the honor roll.
Impressive. Very good. Very good. And what was the subject? I know you wrote on leadership, but what was the perspective? What that you put in writing as far as leadership is concerned? If you could give us a summary, maybe a sentence or two.
Well, in my essay, I wrote, being a good leader comes with confidence, courage, bravery, intelligence, respect, and pride. So most of all, loyalty to whatever you set your mind to lead. So that's what I believe. It comes with all of those.
Yes.
And that's what I believe.
And Nicholas Smith, share with us your experience, how you learned about the youth leadership development and training component of the Live to Lead conference. But in this organized, of course, by here in Jamaica by Creative Brands and Concepts.
Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
If it wasn't for my mother, I wouldn't have found out about it. As Kira said, it was circulated in the various parents group at our school. My mother came home one day and just said that, Nick, we're going to do this. You have to take every opportunity that comes your way. And that's how I found out about this.
And what was your position in that you would have put in writing on the subject of leadership? How did you approach that?
I believe that leaders are born and not made.
How so? Tell us some more. You don't think it's possible to train someone?
Yes. Yeah. That goes to say leaders are born and not made. You can be a leader, but you don't necessarily know that you're a leader.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you maybe have that light, but you're
aware of it.
Yes, you have that light under a bushel. So maybe somebody or something will cause you now to take that light from under the bushel and let your light so shine among men. That's the idea.
Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what leadership positions do you currently hold at Pembroke Hall?
In grade 7 and in grade 9, which I am currently in, I am the farm captain.
Farm captain for grade.
Right.
For in grade 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you're in grade 9 as well, Kira?
Yes, I'm in grade 9.
Yes. So you're starting them off very early, Erica McKenzie. Why? What is it that, was it a dream, a vision, a suggestion, happenstance? How did you get to this point?
Well, actually, I would, well, if you want to say I have a dream, yes, I have a dream. And of course, one of my dreams is to make sure that I develop young talent, young leaders. Yes. And of course, what better place to start than my own homeland, which is in Jamaica. Yeah. So I actually said, hey, look, this is definitely something that I really want to start this initiative in Jamaica, and why not start in our own backyard? It's not just a Jamaican initiative, as I said before, it's a global initiative, but it just was not done in Jamaica before, where we're actually, making sure that we're making this a part of a movement that we want to have happen in this country, because it's the same students that we're expecting to go into respective organizations to be heads of companies or so on. They occupy different positions, and having position don't make you a leader. And so we have to now teach these students the difference, and also take them through the 5 levels of leadership. Having a position is just the entry level into leadership. It does not define you as a leader. And so
can you tell us some more after the break, please? One moment.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock. The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce presents MIIC Live on both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm every first and third Thursday at 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Learn more about the manufacturing strategy, modernization in trading, foreign direct investments, and much more right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of MIIC Live is brought to you by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Dear Pastor, with the Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday here on Power 106 FM.
Got to stay strong. You can't surrender, no.
Erica McKenzie is the founder, conceptualizer of Creative Brands and Concepts, and she's into leadership, development, and training. She recently led the Live to Lead conference here in Jamaica. There's a component that she introduced because she wanted to target the young people, to get them at an early age, an early stage, to walking into their purpose in a manner of speaking as far as leadership is concerned. She's a certified coach and trainer and executive director, John C. Maxwell team. And she has along with her team of panelists, narrowed down the youth leadership program. I guess you call them champions, Erica McKenzie?
Absolutely.
Yes, Nicholas Smith.
Champions indeed.
Yes, Nicholas Smith and Kira Mullings, and you were strengthening the discussion by virtue of the definition of leadership. I think that's where you were earlier on.
Absolutely.
Before we took the break.
You know, I just love it. It's very simple. And I'm just going to talk about, John said it very, very simple. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. And so it's about how, if you can remember, Dervan, as far as you can remember, great leaders, they influence others. And so we have to make sure, though, that, that can also be negative too, yes?
Yes.
But in this case, we're talking about positive influence, okay? So let's just make the distinction here. So we are looking to develop young leaders who are making positive influence in their community, in their churches, in their schools, wherever they go. But they are making positive influence through their actions. And I'm so celebrating Nicholas and Kiara because, the story behind Nicholas is he was at home during the pandemic. And instead of watching Netflix or Hulu, not giving any credit to any of these, but he was there creating a platform that connects the entire school community. Okay, when everybody was running around headless, not knowing what to do, how do I get everybody online at my school on this one platform? He was there creating something so that he could make a difference. And then Kiara, she was there finding ways to impact others by motivating, coaching, and providing necessary support, leading from the front. And so when we look at the work in particular, it's not even just writing or we weren't even marking for grammar, because that's not what it's about. It's what are you doing? Leadership is a verb, not a noun. So what are you doing to make a difference? And so when we went through and we were able to look at all these applications, and these two students stood out, and we said, wow, it was just absolutely mind-blowing, all of what they have been doing. And I know that with the right support behind them, with the right mentorship, I know without a shadow of a doubt that they are going to be making a significant, a ginormous impact, not on Jamaica only, but across the entire world. And again, we want them to understand what leadership really is. And of course, John Maxwell, he taught the 5 levels of leadership for people who know and follow John Maxwell around. And of course, number 1, we talk about the position level or the rights level, where people follow you because they want to. This is just the entry level into leadership. So a lot of time people have a position and they think, okay, yeah, I'm a leader. I'm all, I am the CEO of so and so. That does not make you into a leader. And of course, Dervan, we can dive some more into these levels when you come a part of one of our training courses. All
Yes,
right,
indeed.
which we do one-on-one, and of course we do with companies. We talk about the permission level, where you're now building relationships with others. The production level, where we're talking about producing the results, where people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. We talk about people development, or the reproduction level, where people are going to be following you because of what you have done for them. And of course, we talk about the pinnacle level, where everybody wants to be ultimately, where you're now gaining the respect from people who you don't even know because of what you represent. And so we want to take them through so they understand. This is just scratching the surface. And so it's going to be an amazing journey. We're also going to be providing them with mentorship. We're also collaborating with others who can share their experiences and help to develop these students also through their career path and also through developing their leadership skills. It's like a whole 360 of making them ready to lead.
Clearly.
To lead,
Yes.
So
then, Nicholas, give us an idea of, was it just the essay that you had to write, or did other things follow once you were selected by the panel to be a beneficiary of this kind of training, leadership training and development?
It was just the essay. I just had to write it and send it in.
Yes. What about, but you would have had interactions with Erica McKenzie, though?
Of course.
Yeah.
So yes, Dervan, if I could just take that piece.
Yes.
So they would have written the essay. They've won. They're now the winners, and of course, we're now going to be taking them through the curriculum. So it's not a one and done. It's going to be 1 year long worth of mentorship and training. So we are literally now going into that phase where we're now going to be starting to kickstart that aspect of it. And I mean, it's whole 360. So there's a whole lot of things that will be going on. We're talking about grooming them for success. The entire flow of what is required of them. So we are literally going into that now, where we're going to be actually kicking off starting the training programs and getting them all ready to take on their respective roles.
Understood. Now, in this time of COVID-19, how have you been able to continue the work of creative brands and concepts, and in particular working with these champion smart students, Nicholas Smith and Kiara Mullings?
Well, I'm going to say thank goodness. At Creative Brands, we're one of the innovators when digital learning wasn't a thing. So we're doing this from way back from 2018, where we're hosting online events. So, pivoting and all those kind of things. We're not pivoting. We've been pivoting, okay? So let me just brag a little bit, all right? So we've been hosting most of our trainings online, not necessarily on Zoom, but we have different platforms that we will use, and so that we can have our engagement, which even sometimes take on the real life approach. So we've been able to serve our clients through this kind of medium, of course.
Kiara Mullings, how are you hoping that this kind of exposure to leadership development and training at an early age, as a third former right now, how are you hoping that this kind of early exposure to leadership development and training will impact your life?
It will impact my life in a very good way, because this would look very nice on my resume as well. And getting this kind of exposure to leadership, which is a good thing, is a very wonderful thing, because people will know you for leadership and that's what I want to be known for.
Well said. What about you, Nicholas Smith? How do you see this kind of early exposure to leadership development and training impacting your life?
In life, I want to have my own business, so I believe that this scholarship and the training as well will teach me how to lead a business in the near future.
Oh, any particular area of any particular business you're thinking of?
It's highly centered around app development.
Oh, app development, of course. Of course. This is your world of digitization and apps and all the what they call the other one, artificial intelligence, etc.
Now you're going up the alley, absolutely. And I'm
Yes.
sure he's going to be learning so much more because one of the things that we have as part of our learning experience is a digital marketing conference, which is coming up, of course, later this year.
Oh,
So, of
good.
course, he will definitely be immersing in some of that. I mean, you're talking about world leaders who will be talking about those very same thing and providing training on all of those things: data security, online presence, artificial intelligence, you name it, he's got it in there. So exciting
Sounds
times
good.
ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk up quickly before we wrap about school. Kiara, how has your schooling at Pembroke Hall High School been going since COVID-19? How have you found it? How has the learning experience been?
Well, it's been a little challenging because of the online. No, we're going face to face. It's week on and week off. So 1 week we have online, the other week we do face to face. So it's kind of challenging because of the online thing. There's a lot of what would you call it?
I mean, problems logging
Yes.
on and
There is
internet issues.
Yes, there are a lot of those, but otherwise from that, you still have to put your best into it and do what you have to do in order to learn. So
Yeah, that's the spirit. That's the attitude. Similar experience for you, Nicholas Smith?
Yes, sir. It's very challenging because teachers and students, they lose connection very often, and that interrupts class. I must say that I'll be sitting a CAPE examination with at school, so that makes it harder because CAPE is a grade 12 subject, which requires a lot of work.
So hold on, you're doing CAPE at third form? You must be a genius. That's impressive. Which subject?
Tourism, CAPE tourism.
CAPE tourism. Mm.
And Kiara as well is also doing CAPE.
Really? Which area, Kiara?
I'm actually doing CSEC.
CSEC.
Oh, CSEC. Right. Which subject?
Physical education.
Nice. Well, look, we're sure you're going to be going places, both of you. But as we want to congratulate both of you. As we wrap, though, Erica McKenzie, for those who would like to learn more, to get in touch with you at Creative Brands and Concepts, and those who want to be a part of the John C. Maxwell team.
Yes, please. I would love to talk to you. If you want us to be providing your company with leadership training, communication, sales, and of course, providing you with coaching and also customer excellence as well, you can please give us a call. We'll be happy to work with you and your team. We have some creative and intentional ways to serve you. Don't worry about COVID. We will absolutely make it worth your while and work with you. You can give us a call, 876-438-1135, 876-438-1135, or please visit our website, creativebrandandconcepts.com.
Thank
of course,
you.
You can follow us on Facebook at Creative Brands Ltd. Give us a like, and of course, stay in touch with us to learn more.
Thanks a lot. We're out of time. Congratulations
Thank you.
on
Thank
your
you
work,
so much.
Erica McKenzie.
Thank you.
Well done, Nicholas Smith and Kiara Mullings of Pembroke Hall High School. Well done, flying the flag of Pembroke Hall High School very high. Well done. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
It's been a pleasure. Good. Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15.
COVID-19 has effectively changed our way of life, and to combat the pandemic, it's crucial that we focus on cutting-edge strategies to maintain proper sanitization, hygiene, and public health. Learn more about these cutting-edge strategies and get vital information that can help the individual and various sectors of society operate and thrive in the new normal by listening to the feature Maintenance Matters, airing every other Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. during Power Talk with Ronnie Thwaites. Maintenance Matters is brought to you by Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited, with head offices at 1 Eureka Road, Kingston 5. Telephone 876-920-4721-5. Manpower and Maintenance Services Limited. Get more than clean, get hygiene. That's Maintenance Matters during Power Talk, every other Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Tune into Farm Talk, 6:18 to 6:35 a.m. the first Tuesday of every month, and 6:18 to 6:45 p.m. the last Tuesday of every month for First Hand in the Field. Real issues, real solutions. Join the Newport First Hand team in the field as they identify problems and tell you how to address them. First Hand in the Field, Real Issues, Real Solutions is brought to you by Newport First Hand Jamaica Limited, the first on the land.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:17. 现在几点了？4:17 分. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the schoolers listening to us, all the students from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, taking your calls on 876-922-4112, 876-922-4113, 876-922-4114, and 876-922-4115. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to Sylviana Johnson. Thank you very much for tuning in, telling us it's a rainy day in Jamaica. Well, it wasn't raining when we were coming in, but obviously we can't see a thing outside. We'll have to take your word for it. Michael Carter says, a very happy February 2nd, Dervan. Hope you're splendid. We're fine, thanks, Michael Carter. And hello to Miss Verna. Miss Verna is having a birthday today. Miss Verna Blackwood, happy birthday to you. I beg your pardon, not Blackwood, Black. Miss Verna Black is... Well, I don't know Miss Verna's age, but today is her birthday, Verna Black. Happy birthday to you, Miss Verna Black. Happy birthday. Many happy returns. All the very best. And continue to be safe. Happy birthday, Verna Black, and all the others celebrating a birthday today. In fact, what's her name now? Noel Fox. Noel Fox is having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Noel Fox, and that Noel spelt like like the Christmas Noel in French, Noelle. Noël, joyeux Noël. Happy birthday, bon anniversaire, Noël Fox. She speaks French as well. Happy birthday to you, Noël Fox. Happy birthday and all the best that life has to offer. Naturally, from all of us who know you, I like to refer to you as Little Miss Fox. from your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Fox, of course. And let's see, who else do we need to send greetings to? Well, everybody else, you know yourselves, having a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Clearing some more of our messages. Sophia Nemard, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you. And all the very best. And it's good. It was good for us to have featured those two students from Pembroke Hall High School. Invariably, when you hear about these competitions and the ultimate decisions are made, it's some of the schools that you normally hear about. And once we saw this story and we got the details from Erica McKenzie, we said, no, we have to feature these Pembroke Hall high school students. Nicholas Smith and Kiara Mullings. Congratulations to you both. Well done. Leadership is critical. Leadership, critical. Some more messages coming through. They never stop, actually. More messages. Mr. Malcolm, I have no problem with the rights of criminals being observed. However, unlike in other countries, the rights enjoyed by criminals and murderers in Jamaica always seem to carry more weight than those of the victims. On behalf of the criminal murderer, there is never any stone left unturned, with everybody who's anybody advocating on his behalf, from public advocate to Indicom to radio talk show hosts to his lawyers and even judges, to make sure he gets the best chance of being set freed. He's always given the benefit of the doubt. As for the victim, his or her family is usually left to mourn their loss and bury their dead. Any visitor to Jamaica would come away with the conclusion that criminals and murderers are seen as more valued members of society than ordinary law-abiding citizens. And who could blame them? Thank you for your message. Well, the truth is, there are those of us here in Jamaica who give a lot of succor to those who engage in criminal behavior. There are those who support them. There are those who will defend them. Even now, this you make a good point. We have had a history in this country of glorifying murders, whether murderers. Well, we glorify murders too. We glorify murder, mayhem, death and destruction. And there is a thing about this tongue of ours, and what the Bible says about the tongue, and ways in which we have talked this country into where it is now. Because we love to do gun salute, don't we, in Jamaica? And the least little thing, you see Jamaicans playing, like we say we're fooling around. And what they do, they put up their gun finger. It's they're playing, you know. Or they creep up on you and say, boy, you see, you're dead. You know, that kind of thing. Even in you see some people sometimes and they're said to be playing and they have a knife. Somebody has a knife and pretending as if he's going to stab the other person or something like that. So we really ramp rough in Jamaica, to put it in those terms. And then it just becomes a part of it. So we glorify. So when we're talking about the murder of an individual, it's like, yeah, man, I'm say the boy them do something and I'm go so blow. I'm go so, yeah. I say Jano Star is a good thing, say. My boy, me I tell you, true, you don't know, me I show you, say. And then it becomes something good and something worthy and something, and we just keep talking it up like that and playing it up like that, and then it infiltrates our musical recordings. And so if you're not does, me get the thing them out of luck now. Me squeeze 7 and the whole of them are duck now. Yeah. So that's talking about the shipment of guns and ammunition that would have come in. And whoever did trouble you before, what you're gonna do now, that kind of thing. And how high Mara go fly. And so all of that, you have a point. We have been nurturing that in Jamaica for decades. We have been nurturing that. And that is why we can have incarcerated individuals who have some claim to fame, musically or otherwise, that people are still defending them. I remember, I don't think I'm at liberty to repeat what I heard from someone in a very high office in Jamaica about being at a function somewhere, and a couple of staff members of that property, that resort, approached the individual to say, so Mr. or Miss so-and-so, can free up so-and-so and so. Yeah, man, that's what they waited patiently for the individual to say to the individual, can't free up, can't just free up. It's almost as if they think you could just, by telling certain people in certain office who hold certain office, that if them can't, you just beg them, say, please, just, yeah. So there are people who celebrate murders and mayhem and murderers. Big celebration in Jamaica. And that has been with us for far too long. Far too long. And it's so that when people are, it's one of the reasons perhaps why we seem to be so numb. Like a lot of us. We're either numb or battle weary. I don't know what it is, but it's like we've become accustomed to it. So these days what we do, we share it. We send around the videos quick. Who gets shot and stab up and whatever. And all of these things. And everybody are run for something. It used to be run for rockstone and run for bottle. You break the bottle and you run for go stab somebody. And it has graduated now to the point where it's not even knife again. Knife hardly ever comes into play these days. But man, I go for him irons. Or I go borrow him brethren gun. And watch me and them. Yeah, it's deep. Listeners, it runs deep. And it's going to continue to outlive governments, ministers of national security, police commissioners, etc. It's going to continue to outlive us all. Unless, which we have been saying for decades, it hasn't happened, but unless the people of Jamaica make a collective decision that this must end now. And in every corner of Jamaica, in every sector of the society, they just start cut off certain things. We're no longer doing this. We're not into this. We're not into that, etc. We're going to hand in this and do this and do, yeah, which is hardly likely. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. The Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce presents MIIC Live on both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm every first and third Thursday at 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. Learn more about the manufacturing strategy, modernization in trading, foreign direct investments, and much more right here on Power 106 FM. This broadcast of MIIC Live is brought to you by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Dear Pastor, with the Reverend Dr. Aaron Damas on Power 106 FM is now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday. 1 hour of solid advice, great interaction, and a belly full of laughs. That's Dear Pastor, now 1 power-packed hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, here on Power 106 FM.
Everyone's got to stay strong. You can't surrender. No, no, no. Oh, no.
Que ahora es en español. Son las 5 menos 28. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 28. 现在地点了5点加28分. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Let's go to some of the others. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. This one says, from Pablo at Mile Gully, PO, Manchester. Hi, Teach. Good afternoon, Teach. The man them a bust the guns them like them hear news. And I would like to ask the government, what are their plans? The blood is running like water. I am concerned. It don't look good for Jamaica. And it hasn't looked good for Jamaica in quite a while. Pablo at Mile Gully, PO in Manchester. And when we deliberately say that, and we invariably say that whenever we refer to what's happening in Jamaica, because we live in the archives and we see the same stories over and over again. And when we say that, what we are saying to our listeners is that we haven't done enough of what needs to be done yet. We are yet to do enough of what needs to be done if we are to move beyond this point where we have been for some time now. That is essentially the thinking behind that position. That we are still here. We are still at this point. And that is because countries go through phases like an individual. We go through different phases. We go through different stages, different experiences, etc. But when something, especially something that is bad, starts to spread, or as we say in Jamaican parlance, broke out like sewer, then we have to find a way to deal with that. And if we don't deal with that, it is going to eat away of our entire being. And that will be it. Right? So that until and unless we do all that needs to be done, when it needs to be done, with the consistency it needs to be that needs to be applied, until we get to that stage, we'll be singing this song over and over and over again. And there is such a song too. Over and over and over again. Da, 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 da. Anyway, it's a serious thing. Let's go to Raskava, who has been trying to have a conversation with us, but he's not into the con thing. So, Rastaman, no deal with con, no deal with con. So he has been trying to reason with us since yesterday afternoon, and we did promise him that at 3:30 he could have come back, but we didn't envision that we would have needed to play as much of the clips of the police commissioner and his deputy commissioner as we had to. So apologies for that, Raskava. Thank you for holding.
Okay,
Greetings.
and I was saying that when the icons are brought back to their own village, it brings some credibility and some limelight to that village. They could set up a little museum and they could look at the house that he grew up in the yard and all where he used to play. And people in the village could have their little stalls and sell some indigenous things to that community, to visitors who would from time to time visit there to have a first-hand look. Having it into the cemetery, I have to go to a read from a tablet, which it's lesser than go and look and see for yourself.
No, it would be more than that, Raskava. It would have all the things that you just mentioned a while ago.
Really great at cake and drops and
Yes, man. Everything.
nice cemetery.
Yes, man.
Really?
Because it sounds like you're afraid of Duppy Raskava.
You know what I'm saying? It's the opposite. I was born and they had to unveil me. You know when they unveil a baby?
Yes.
What you call it?
I don't know. You tell me.
I just tell you the name. Carl. You're born with a wreath over your face.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to unveil you after you're born as a baby. And as gone to tradition.
You can't see Duppy.
Right. But the Duppy never see me before me see them. Always a hide. So me never see them. But
and you're not going to say like Oliver Samuels did in one of his series that him not afraid of Duppy, him frightened Duppy.
Well, I mean, I never frightened me. I think more powerful than them. But I never see one of them yet. So you know that the unveiling really goes like that. But to set up a museum at Trenchtown, all those icons, it's more like a classroom rather than go to a cemetery, which is unkept so much sometimes that people shame to know so them family member over
No, well, all of that would change with a development plan. A development plan which would include people being able. There are some people across the world, Raskava, and I've met a few who are. I have to be careful how I say this, but they let's just say they hold some of our performers, some of our artists in high esteem. They will tell you they keep the ticket stubs from whichever concert was done in 19 whenever, and they have this and they have that, and they want to be able to visit some kind of monument or shrine or museum where they can listen to their favorite Jamaican artist of whichever time, and to be able to buy memorabilia. So to buy a pair of Marley shoes, for example, and whatever else, etc. So it's really commercial. There are no two ways about it, and it's not like you are dishonoring the dead or anything like that. These people would have been people, or the people's people, however you look at it, and their lives. Sorry, go ahead.
Having it done the way you suggest.
Yes.
All of those people that tap a town no more and then come a country.
No, man. No, there's nothing. But don't we have a country? Don't we have a Marley, some kind of a Marley tour? Hold on. We have a Marley related tour or experience, a Marley experience in Trenchtown right now. But we also have the 9 Mile experience.
Right.
Yes. So why you want to?
wouldn't know where Bob
Yeah,
House.
exactly. So,
like.
why you want to limit it? Why don't you keep? We can have a couple of branches. One in the area of activity that this person was involved in, as in Trenchtown, and one at the place of the person's birth. So you're earning money from two locations.
Right. Put up the monument in the area that is selected for monumental activities, and can people then go back a country that then can come and say, this is the house and these are the fruits that he used to eat, and run up and down, all those things.
And this is yeah. Well, this is it, and it's one of those things, Raskava, that could really help to regenerate our communities. I'm not going to say gentrify, but regenerate our communities, to get our to give our communities a facelift, to give the people in our communities hope, because every community has a story, and you can build tours and experiences around the story of your community.
And a rich history too.
Absolutely.
When we are youth in a virgin and people left country go town, when they come back to Rati, you can hear them say, them a twang like that, we are things like town of foreign. Only to find out the town and say we are Jamaica, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So you were one of those, when you came up, you said, when you saw the street lamp, you said, Kumun Pantik.
I say elastic light. I was there look at that town, you know, man, I see tree. I was like, tree around for a week. So we need some highlights in the country, man.
Yes, I agree.
You remember, I did tell you, say the Prime Minister said, you know, if you take it, COVID, the vaccine. And I said, no.
Yes.
It said that you that there's with it on your program.
Yes.
So give time, say you really find out, say he did say that again, that you mentioned it this evening.
That I said the Prime Minister said what?
No, that you recognize, he said it, that you could mention, say it's not a compulsory that everyone must have to take it.
No. That wasn't in relation to the Prime Minister. It's what I've always said, because there are some people who have come, like the first caller today from Florida, who was saying that him just hope that Jamaican don't force anybody to take it. And I was saying to him that, why are you creating a problem for a solution? No, there will be no forcing of anybody to take any vaccine.
Right, you don't have to take it if you don't want it.
Right.
Right. So that's because the Prime Minister did say that. And you see, the commissioner, I heard him talking about how swiftly the police work and how good they were into apprehend.
I heard you today.
But why did they not mention it to the man, let the phone back at them, we make them job much easier?
But Raskava, come on, cut the police some slack. They had there were cameras in church, but obviously not pointing on that area, and they would still have had to investigate anyway. But if the individual in question decided to help the police, well, he obviously would not have. But you get the point. He left his phone and left his ID, etc.
Right. So when it counts that he did that, it make our job a little easier. That not necessarily means that they're not working hard.
No, but they still would have had to do the work. It's one thing to find a phone and an ID.
Yes, and the history of the phone and track and find out who belong to who register. Yeah, but that makes their work a little easier. Just give me the credit to that. All right, sir. Bless you.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Good afternoon to Anthony McLean, who is watching from England. Thank you very much for tuning in. Anthony McLean in the UK. Good to... Oh, I'm sorry. I saw a breaking story. Where did it go? There was Jeff Bezos will step down as CEO of Amazon and transition to the role of executive chairman. Andy Jassy will succeed him in the third quarter of 2021. So Jeff Bezos will step down as CEO of Amazon and transition to the role of executive chairman. Andy Jassy will succeed Jeff Bezos as CEO in the third quarter of this year.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Tune in this and every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for Kids Connect during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm. Join us in a series of discussions on the care and protection of our children. We also invite children to call in and voice their concerns. Kids Connect is brought to you by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA. Every child deserves protection. That's a discussion program on the care and protection of our children. Kids Connect during both sides of the story at 3:30 p.m. this and every Tuesday right here on Power 106 FM.
The following is a program advisory from Power 106 FM. Please be advised that the program Dear Pastor with Reverend Dr. Aaron Dumas has been reduced to 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, starting Monday, November 2. That is Dear Pastor, now 1 hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Power 106 FM apologizes for any inconvenience this program change may cause. The proceeding was a program advisory from Power 106 FM.
Can't surrender, no, no, no. Oh, no.
Y ahora es en español, son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 14. Tiens, c'est TDN le. Wu Dian Cha Shi Si Fen. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Can we share a bit of history with you? Good afternoon to the members of the team at the Jamaica Automobile Association. On the first annual general meeting of the Jamaica Automobile Association was held on this day in 1925. Yes, those yellow vehicles you see moving about with the logo bearing the abbreviation JAA, the Jamaica Automobile Association. The first annual general meeting of the Jamaica Automobile Association, JAA, was held on this day in 1925. The Jamaica Automobile Association, JAA, is Jamaica's and the region's oldest and largest non-profit organization of its kind, serving the interests of its members and the motoring public of Jamaica. The JAA was started in 1924 with a membership of 319 people, 310 men and 9 women. You could understand the disparity there back then in 1925. When the Jamaica Automobile Association's first annual general meeting was held on this day in 1925, the rules of the association, which largely govern the association to this day, were adopted. And the JAA falls under JN Bank these days. Let's see. Another one for you. On this day in 1955, Norman W. Manley took office as Chief Minister. 1955 was a rather busy year for Jamaica. Island-wide celebrations marked the 300th anniversary of the coming of Penn and Venables in 1655, and thus the tercentenary of association with Britain. The year opened politically with general elections in January. The People's National Party gained a majority. Later, in February, an official goodwill visit to Jamaica was paid by General Paul Magloire, President of Haiti. Less than a week afterwards, Her Royal Highness, Princess Margaret, spent 5 days during the course of her official tour through the British Caribbean. She opened the new hospital at Morant Bay, which was named for her. That's St. Margaret's Hospital, isn't it? No, Princess Margaret Hospital. Yeah, Princess Margaret Hospital. And then followed Senor Luis Munoz Marin. Luis Munoz Marin, governor of Puerto Rico, who opened the agricultural fair at Denby in 1955. And one more, let's go to 1997. 1997, sculptor Edna Manley died on this day in hold on, sorry, 1 second. Let's see here. It wasn't 97. I think it was 87. Hold on. 87. I think it was 87. There's a disparity here. We're seeing 97 and 87. 97 at the outset and then 87. Let's just check if it's an error in those who published the data. Let's confirm. Very important. Accuracy. Let's see. 19. Yes, just as I thought. It was 87. 87. Right. So let's go back to the history then. Right. So it was on this day in 1987, sculptor Edna Manley died. Edna Manley was born in Yorkshire, England in 1900 to a Jamaican mother and an English father. She studied at various art schools in England, including St. Michael's School of Art, London, and privately with Maurice Harding, the animal sculptor. She married Norman Manley in 1921 and in 1922 moved to Jamaica with him. Her first Jamaica work was the bead seller. Her most famous work is Negro Aroused, which represents a search for a new order, a vision of a people being awakened to a new consciousness. The sculpture, Negro Aroused, can be seen at Victoria Pier on the Kingston waterfront. So those who have been on the Kingston waterfront and wondering, what is this? What is this image? What is this sculpture here on at Victoria Pier on the Kingston waterfront? It's called Negro Aroused, which was done by Edna Manley, who died on this day in 1987. Now, we've been trying to access the stories on the Gleaner app. I wonder, do we need to download the Gleaner app to delete it and wheel and come again? Because they've been refreshing both the app and the e-paper. So I'm not sure if we need to delete and then reinstall, but it's not opening. But we'll move on. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Hello to Pearl Brown. She says, Sir Dervan, good afternoon. Please, sir, could you tell me and Jamaica what is the role of MP, Member of Parliament, councillors? The reason for asking, I was watching the news on our television, both stations. There was a post office in a rural area. Oh my Lord. I could not believe. I was shocked out of my wits. The poor people were asking the Prime Minister to get it fixed. Sir, the MP, the councillor, no see to take it to Parliament. Instead, people have to demonstrate. I think they are missing out on their duties. The Prime Minister can't go all over why the people elected them. Have a great evening. They must see if them did blind, they would not have elected. They would not have been elected. OMG. So thank you for your message, Miss Pearl. So Miss Pearl believes that the councillors and the MPs in their respective divisions and constituencies need to work, need to perform, which ties into the point that we made before the election in September last year. We made the point that, and we understand we're in a time of COVID-19 now, but ideally, upon assuming the position of member of parliament or being re-elected member of parliament, that there really should be some kind of a town hall meeting. Depending on the size of the constituency, you might have to have mini meetings, right? Not right now, obviously, because COVID-19 is upon us, but going forward, and we're going to come back to COVID-19 and the technology in a moment. But the idea that we had put forward before we knew anything about any COVID-19, the idea that before, so it wasn't, we did mention it again in September last year, but we would have been talking about it long before. In fact, when that town hall was held at Heroes Circle, where remember that Heroes Circle town hall on the development of Heroes Circle and surrounding areas, we remember saying from back then, based on some of the questions people asked and some of the things they said, we were saying back then that clearly these people are hungry for town hall meetings and sessions with their respective MPs and councillors. From back then, we were saying it, that what they need to do is to have a series of, again, not now because we're in COVID-19 now, but we're coming back to that, but a series of meetings depending on the size of the constituency and the logistics, that they have these meetings to say to the people of the constituency what should be priority number one, what should be priority number two, what should be priority number three. And so there's a level of consensus. So the more people who said that roads should be priority number one, for argument's sake, then that would be the priority of the member of parliament. If they say something, whatever, you get the picture. And so there's a level of consensus within the constituency or the division, in the case of local government, as to what needs to be done urgently, what should be done as a matter of priority. Now, quickly, before we wrap, we're in COVID-19 now, but that does not stop us from communicating. So the MPs should set up website. Let them set up websites. Let them have they should have a WhatsApp number for the constituency, WhatsApp number, website, email address, and send out messages. And if you have if you need to use a town crier to drive around to say, people, this is the MPs, the MP wants to know what should be a priority. WhatsApp this number or text to this number or whatever. So it can still be done, giving due regard to COVID-19 protocols. Other than that, we have a situation where the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And then people have to go demonstrate about post office. Pearl Brown is right. That's what the MPs and councillors are for. We're out of time, everybody. Thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 2nd of February, 2021. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
You're You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful,